guys. The light's kind of crappy, but we'll work with it. I'll set y'all up right here. First thing, I'm kind of worried to check on it, but we're gonna have to look at it. It's these hubs, because I haven't been abusing them. Tires off, as you can see, and that's all you got to do to get these hubs off. Alright, y'all should work right there. Let's see. I'm gonna take it in there and take that gear out and see if we got any damage. Here, let me show y'all how the axle goes on. I never showed y'all that. The good thing is there's no water in there. See, the grease is all clean and clear, and but see, your axle, your stub shaft just sticks out the end of this spindle, and hub just slides on there. See, it turns. Turns right there. I'm glad there wasn't no grease in there. I mean, no water, I'd rather say. But if any of you guys ever did a Dana 44 front end, or any really kind of four-wheel drive with hubs, you got two lock nuts and your center ring's got holes in it, and this back nut's got a pin through it. So you put your preload on your wheel bearings right here, you slip that ring over it with the little tit sticking out of it, and the little washer goes over it and locks it down. Then you tighten this one down on that one so you don't back off. That looks good. It's pretty good, man. No water in there. Hell, that's clean as a pin as when we put it on there. That's also good. And y'all seen what we was going through. One thing I worry about is that O-ring right there. I'm going to have to find where I can get those at. It looks fine right now, but I will put extra grease on it. Let's go take this. Let me turn you off. I'll go on the bench and we'll pull that off of there. Let's go look at the other one first. Let's go get off of there. See if there's any water on this side. The light's a little bit better over here. Heck yeah. Same thing over here. No water. Don't really want to disturb anything though, but too much until we get this cleaned up, because I don't get dirt in there. But stub shaft sticks out of it, same thing on this side. Let's clean these hubs up. I'll take y'all in here. I'll set you down, cut you off for a second, and sit up right here maybe. I'll be right back. Alright, now you can see a little bit better. It's nice and clean in there. It's kind of amazing that it didn't get water in them. Look at that. Man, yeah, see that clean metal down in there? There ain't nothing got in there. Must be a good O-ring seal. I'm going to see if I can find a... You know what? I probably got something here. Pop that piece out of there and see what we got. Let's look at the gears and see if we can see any markings on them or anything. Can y'all see me? Yeah. Let's do the other one. That one's got a lot of grease in it. Oh, let's clean that off. It's hard to keep your stuff clean when you're working on a muddy ass Jeep. But as you've seen, when I got the wheel off, it's pretty dirty still after I washed it. But I'll wash it again where it sits and get it all off of there before we go too far with it. Just put it, screwdriver down in there and kind of twist it out of there. I might better stick this in the parts washer. I'm gonna be filthy and better touch the camera to turn it off. There's your ring. I like grease. It's cheaper than metal, and it helps keep the shit out of it. Check our O-ring really good when we go to put that together and make sure there's no clean this up in the parts washer. I'll be right back. Alright. See if it'll focus on it. Oh. There it goes. Ain't nothing going on with it. You can see shininess on the gear where it's been hit, touching it, you know, and pushing on it. It's amazing that holds. But if you take your transmission apart and you look at some of the shit inside that thing, so tiny and small, it's a wonder, you know. We buy them great big 30 spline shafts, but your input shaft coming into the transmission from the torque converter in is tiny. It's amazing. When I used to race the Mustangs, I run C4s for a while, and they got little old tiny input shafts, 24 spline shafts, and it would hold. I mean, but the automatic helps a lot too. Having an automatic helps all that. These parts like this hold up. If you had a standard and you popped a clutch, it probably would be a lot rougher on it. But there ain't nothing wrong with it. I'm not even gonna bother tearing the other one apart. All that's inside here, y'all can't see it because of the daggum light, is there's another gear down in there that this meshes into. And I wanted to inspect this, and it looks good. I don't see no kind of galding or anything like it was trying to slip on it or nothing. It looks good. You can tell I had some pressure on it. It's just shiny though. Let's check it like this. Nope, I don't feel no groove or nothing. You know, in 2 years, knock on wood, of going out wheeling, the only time I ever had to work on my Jeep in the trails was the other day on that video when I took that belt off. And it's because I made a mistake and put it on the wrong rib, but it's because I do stuff like this. I ain't scared to tear it apart and see what's going on with it. I'm just looking down this edge right here to see if anything's starting to happen. You know what? I'm looking. Y'all bear with me. I'll pause you. I'll check it out real close. Anyway, it looks good. I don't see anything wrong with that. It's amazing that it holds, but they do. Y'all seen how I beat on them. Alright, I'm going to put that back in there and shut up about it, because I already scared myself one time about them. And that's why when y'all watched the first video when I was I was in that first mud hole testing the gears, I was just holding on the floor. I was trying to break them where I could call Yukon and say, look here. But, you know, I've known to be wrong, and I was definitely wrong about these. But we'll see how they do in the long run, okay? I'm going to stick that back in there. It just goes back in. Back down in there like that. Anyway, let me monkey with it. Get it back together. Some of y'all's gonna be thinking, what about down in there where it grips the hub? Let's look at that. Let's see if I can get y'all where y'all can see it. Yeah, you can see it. There you go. Right down there on that yellow area, right below that where it looks a little dark, that's where it rides at. I don't see any kind of grooves or anything. Like a transmission, 700 R4. The clutches are all in. Anyway, 700, like a 700 R4 transmission, and others. I think a Turbo 350 is the same way. But anyway, your clutch discs, your steels go down into the housing of the transmission, and it holds from turning by the aluminum of the transmission. Well, what happens on them is they'll start sticking and stuff in here where it slides. Now, if these started doing something like that down in here, where that thing slides back and forth, that's when you go to lock your hub in and you notice that it don't want to unlock. It starts grooving these up. But these look good. So, you can put it back together. Put some grease down in there where it's moving around that. I'll put it back together and we'll move on. Alright guys, we're going to move on from this. I was going to tell y'all, the thing about locking hubs, and most of the older guys that have been dealing with this kind of stuff forever, usually what causes problems with them is they get dirty inside, and then when you pop it, see, like right now it's free, and you go to lock it to lock, hear it pop. If it ain't doing that, like when it gets mud and dirt and shit in it and you ain't cleaned it out and it don't pop in all the way, let's try it with this one now that we're doing it. Let's make sure we ain't messed with this one yet. That one's unlocked. Yeah. That little pop you hear is that gear meshing with that other gear, right? So problems I've had in the past with other locking hubs is they'll get dirty. And if this thing, that spring doesn't kick that gear together, it only catch, like, instead of it being, in my hands we can see them, instead of when it's free, the gear's like that, of course. But when you pop it, that spring's the only thing that pushes them together. Well, if you get dirt and shit all in there, and you lock the hubs to lock it down to go in 4-wheel drive, and it just goes in about that far, bam, it's going to tear it off, you know, just tear it up instantly. So these has got to be kept clean. You know, you don't want to pack them full of grease like a wheel bearing or something, but you want to have you some grease down in there, just a little bit, and make sure it's sealed around the outside edges of it where they can't no water get in there. Because once you get it, if you got locking hubs on your truck or your Jeep, first time you notice that it don't want to unlock right or lock right, it don't want to lock in or something, you got to take them off and clean them. Just take them straight home, clean them, and grease them up, put them back together. It'll make them last a lot longer. Like I said, when I was young, I had a Chevrolet. I had locking hubs on it. I never had problems with them because I always cleaned them, kept them clean. But I'm going to bring them back out here and stick them back on here, keep the filth out of here, and we'll see where we'll go from there. I'll turn y'all off for a minute. Magnetic base. Sorry guys for the noise, but the magnetic base was picking shit up. Let's see, it just got grease around that O-ring. We don't want to tear your O-ring. It goes right around that section that's still clean there. Alright, I really should clean my camera out before I start doing videos. Note to self. Anyway, we got grease around our O-ring. It's clean right there where it was sitting at, so we're not going to have any problems there. But all these do is just slip right back on. Make sure you get it over the axle. There's that. That's it. Okay, everything's lined up. We're going to put our lug nuts back on there, keep that sealed up till we get done messing around with it. I was really glad to see there wasn't no water in there, because we was in water up above the hubs. You know, maybe Warren or Yukon, you know, they said they bought the rights to it, but I looked up Warren's, and the Warren supposedly has all this stuff in it too, so I don't know. Damn salesman to tell you anything, I've learned. But anyway, it's good we didn't get no water in them. And we'll see if we got enough time this evening before it gets dark. At least we'll look at the front diff. I'm really curious to see. I know the oil's gonna look funny because I packed the bearings with grease, the pinion bearings and stuff, that blue grease. So the oil's gonna look funny, but we'll be able to tell if it's water or not. Let me get this side bolted back down and sealed up, and we'll get on that front end. Alright guys, I don't think we're going to do that today, the diffs, because I got to wash everything. I'm going to try to take you out here and show you what I'm talking about. If my battery cuts off, we'll come back to this spot, but I just got home from work, so my phone's dead, and I'm trying to get out here and do something, but I'll show you why we're not going to take it off yet. Let me take you off the charger. See if we can make it out here without it cutting off. No, still recording. Thought it shut off. It said battery charge. See all this filth still on it? I just snugged them up to hold that sealed up because we're going to be washing this thing again. See all that crap? It's everywhere still under here. It's kind of hard to get it all off, but we don't want to risk getting any dirt in there. Any kind of sand or grit or anything. You do the same when y'all pull y'all's covers. Clean, clean, clean. Get grit in there. That's how you grind one to nothing. Getting mud and dirt in it. We don't want to get no dirt in it. But I'll get this thing cleaned up, and I'll end this video here after I get through blabbing my mouth, and we'll make another one tomorrow. And we'll look inside these diffs. Get this thing cleaned up with some purple power under here. Kind of etch all this stuff where we can paint it. Get it painted up. And I will check the rear out. But as far as the movement of the pinions, they're all still tight and everything. And fucking mud, man. Look at the fucking axles. Golly, already. I should have did something with them. That was me being irresponsible. Just going out with it and without fucking doing anything to it. But it ain't no big deal. I know, guys. I know they're gonna get dirty. You know, that's kind of a little whiny there saying that, but them things are expensive. But anyway, I'm going to clean all this crap out, and we're going to wash it right here. Then we can wash off the Jeep real good, the concrete real good, and then when we start messing with it, we'll have a clean surface and clean Jeep to work on, which is always makes things easier. And, but anyway, y'all have a good one. I just love looking at this front end. I don't know what it is about it. It just looks good. I like looking at it when I'm talking. But anyway, y'all have a good one, man. I appreciate all y'all support on here. I enjoy doing it. You know, sometimes I think about not making videos on stuff, and I forget, you know, you guys are involved with this thing too. You know, so I'll try to make more videos and try to do it a little bit better. Some little shenanigans and stuff like I did in the get-go, and maybe, you know, in the beginning of this video. And anyway, I appreciate y'all watching, man. Y'all take it easy. Bye.